Hello friends, welcome back to Easy Automate. So now we will go through each chapter of the ISTQB Foundation one by one. So let me scroll down. Okay, so in the first chapter, the first topic is software testing. Okay, so what is software testing? So now we will learn about the basics of software testing. Why do we do it? What is the purpose? What are the objective of software testing? So here is the definition given as per the ISTQB syllabus. Software testing is a process of executing a program or application with the intent of finding the software bugs. So the main intent of the software testing is to find bugs, and it can also be stated as a process of validating and verifying that a software program or application or product. It also meet the business and technical requirements that guided its design and development, and the software work as expected and can be implemented with the same characteristic. So this is the definition which is given by the ISTQB syllabus. Let's break this definition of software testing into different parts. So first they talk about the process. They say testing is a process rather than a single activity. So we have to remember that testing is not just a single process, it's a complete process. It's not a single activity but a complete process. Second, all life cycle activities. Testing is a process that takes place throughout the SDLC. So testing is something which take place throughout the SDLC, not at a particular stage. So it happens at all the stages of SDLC. The process of designing tests early in the life cycle can help to prevent defects from being introduced in the code. Sometimes it is referred as verifying the test basis via the test design. The test basis includes documents such as requirement and design specification software testing. So just make sure testing doesn't means we are doing everything in the beginning, like developing, analyzing, and in the end we do a testing. So in many organizations you will see this is the process they follow, but as per ISTQB, if you start the testing as early as possible, that is beneficial for you, for the company. Okay. Now they also talk about static testing, and in that they say it can test and find defects without executing code, and static testing is done during verification process. So even without executing a code, you can test it out, you can find the defects. This testing includes reviewing of the documents and static analysis. This is useful and cost-effective way of testing, for example, reviewing walkthrough inspection. So we will talk more about the static testing in the coming chapters, but this is a very important technique in which we find the defects, we improve the quality of the product even without executing a single line of code. Dynamic testing. In dynamic testing, the software code is executed to demonstrate the result of a running test. It's done during the validation process, for example, unit testing, integration testing, and system testing. So dynamic testing you must be aware of, which we usually do when we run the software into different levels, for example, unit, integration, and system. So this is also one of the main thing which we do in the software testing process. Planning. We need a plan as what we want to do. We control the test activities, we report on the testing progress and the status of software under the test. So planning is very important in software testing also. Preparation. We need to choose what testing will do by selecting test conditions and designing the test case. We prepare for testing. Evaluation. So this is something which is ongoing. During evaluation, we must check the results and evaluate the software under the test and completion criteria, which help us to describe whether we have finished testing and whether software product has passed the test. Point 8, software product and related work products. Along with the testing of code, the testing of requirement and design specification and also related document like operation, user training materials is equally important. So whenever we do a testing, it's not just that we do testing, but we also have to provide proper documentation so that the other people, the other stakeholders can see what we have done. It can be our product manager, it can be the people from the operation team, the call center team, or maybe other people who are maintaining this testing work which you have done. Okay, so this was all about the first topic, software testing. Let's go to the second topic. So second topic is for software testing is why is testing necessary? Okay, so let's see its other points. Software testing is necessary because we all make mistakes. Some of those mistakes are unimportant, but some of them are expensive or dangerous. We need to check everything and anything we produce because this can always go wrong. Humans make mistakes all the time. You know that, right? That we can make the mistakes while developing a software also mistakes can happen and we have to catch all those mistakes. Since we assume that our work may have mistakes, hence we all need to check our own work. However, some mistakes come from bad assumption and blind spots. So we might to make sure that some mistakes, same mistakes when we check our own work as we made when we did it. So we may not notice the flaws in what we have done. So you have noticed that if you are doing some work, sometime you cannot catch the mistakes of your own because you did that mistake. But if some other person is reviewing your work, he can catch those mistakes. So ideally we should get someone else to check our work because another person is more likely to spot the flaws. Okay. There are several reasons which clearly tell us why software testing is important and what are the major things we should consider while testing of any product or application. So, why it is important? There are several reasons given. So, the first is software testing is really required to point out the defects and error that were made during the development phases. So, this is the basics, and it is essential since it makes sure of customers' reliability and their satisfaction in the application. So of course, if you find the bugs, and after that, when the product goes live, customer can have more reliability on the software because now it has lesser bugs. It is very important to ensure the quality of the product, quality product delivery delivered to the customers help in gaining their confidence. Testing is necessary in order to provide facilities to the customer, like delivery of a high quality product, software application which require lower maintenance cost. So if we ever test our software well, then the maintenance cost will obviously be less, and it will result in more accurate, consistent, and reliable results. Fifth point, testing is required for an effective performance of software application or product. It is important to ensure that application should not result in any failures because it can be expensive in the future or in the later stage of development. So you know that whenever we are testing a software, if you find a bug at a later stage, maybe after the product go live, that would be very costlier to maintain. But if you find a defect in the earlier stage, then it will be very cheap as compared to the first part. So always try to find the defects as soon as possible and resolve it besides going to the later stages. And the last point, it is required to stay in the business. So this was all about the second point, why the software testing is necessary. So in the next tutorial I will go through the other topics also for chapter 1, but this is all for these two topics which we have covered. Thank you.